いらっしゃいませ。お客様。
いらっしゃいませ。
Welcome back to Cabaret Club Czar, and part 5 will consist of encroaching on Club Jupiter and hostess training for I, the new hostess we got in the last episode. Alright, first things first, let's take care of Club Jupiter by buying all of its territories. I have to make a correction though, because Club Jupiter is the only club out of all the clubs in the Cabaret Czar that does not have a friendship quest related property. So you can just simply buy all the clubs if you have all the money. And that's exactly what I am doing. In fact, that's what this whole entire section is. We just bought the sushi place that's over there, and for the record, Club Jupiter is all surrounded by a triangle, technically. And it's pretty much the second half of the southern end of Sotenbury. In fact, you probably may inadvertently go into the mission for chapter 7 or 8 because it's right next to where you keep Makoto hidden. So quite frankly, I'm going to be buying a lot of territory, and more importantly, I'm going to lose a lot of money. As a matter of fact, some of these territories are starting to get expensive. They're going to start ranging from the 8s all the way to going to the 50 millions. But once we start getting into territories like Venus, be prepared to pay a pretty penny. Because I would dare say, Club Venus, you're going to spend 100 mil. Plain and simple. Right now, Jupiter, you pretty much starting to spend 10 million right now. But then when we get to Club Moon, oh god, you're paying an arm, leg, and a eye for that place. So as I am going about, the places may seem not as expensive as first, but there was one particular one that was 10,000. This one's 8. So yeah, you may have to, if you don't have enough money, go back and do a quick run of Cabaret Club in order for you to get all of the businesses that happen to be here. Now this right here is the most expensive one for Cabaret Club. Well, for Club Jupiter basically. That was literally 16 million. I'm telling you now, you are going to end up spending a good bit of change. Because we just practically spent up damn near $40 million that I had left. Actually, less than that. No, more than that, actually. But we've got enough fans, and after 800 fans, you'll be allowed to start infiltrating Club Jupiter just like you did with Club Mars. Now, don't stop with just the threshold, folks. Make sure you at least grind up some levels, and more importantly, grind up your entire cast, and make sure for the ones that you don't use for Club Jupiter, grind them at Club Mars, because you're going to need them. You are definitely going to need them for Club Mercury. I kid you not. But as for Club Jupiter, if you manage to spend all the money over in getting territories, then you are going to get the first infiltration mission. Or if you manage to get some money via going to work and manage to get some fans from Club Jupiter. So this is the first one. However, unlike with Club Mars, I don't think you're going to be in a fight. You're just simply going to go over to Club Jupiter to scope the place out. This time you'll be accompanied by Ai and Yuki, which is a big difference from the last time because, yeah, Majima had to beat up a couple of guys the very first time we did an infiltration in Club Mars. In fact, there was at least 2 sets of ambushes involved with Club Mars. But with that said, we'll at least scope the place out and, more importantly, seek revenge on the guy who literally broke dress code just to show up in our lovely, cozy little cabaret club, as he looking like some who did it and what for in our club. We're gonna have to punish him for that. But whatever the case, this is Kizuka. For those who haven't watched the 3rd episode of Cabaret Club Czar, he was the first one to introduce himself after Hino was soundly beaten in a cabaret battle. The thing about this guy, he will sink low, he will pull dirty tricks, he will make things difficult for Club Sunshine. However, getting to this guy can be a pain, and I'm gonna tell you why. Club Jupiter only asks for one type of girl. You will see when we try to attempt to go for 3,000 fans, but Club Jupiter only accepts one type of girl, or at least 2 types anyway. And that right there is Saki. The prize for us actually winning this whole entire ordeal with Club Jupiter. And yeah, she's definitely going to be a really good asset come Club Venus. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. She will definitely help you out in the long run. So once you get her, for the love of God, max out her training. Just do it. I mean, it can be hard, but just do it. And we'll talk more about trading a little bit later. Because we also have to train Ai. Yeah, that is the second half of this portion. And the reason why I split up my parts the way I do, because there are going to be some people who just want to jump to how things are handled in Cabaret Car. They want to... Cabaret Czar, sorry. Why did I say car? There's some people who just want to know what the hostesses are. And I mean, I still got 2 of them to find. One of which I have found in part 66. And speaking of finding, they found Yoda beaten half to death because of the fact that Club Jupiter went there and sicked his goons on him. But more importantly, people wants to actually know exactly how did I get to the thresholds that was for Club Mars, or the thresholds that's for Club Jupiter, and things of that nature. That's why I break it up into parts, because people can just watch certain sections of the video. Now then, as we come back and see Yoda on the ground, he begs not for revenge, but also for the fight things fairly. In other words, we have to take his customers the fair and square way and not put a whooping on him. No, that'll be for later, actually. And, Yoda... how shall I put this? Everyone marked him off as dead. This man ain't dead. In fact, if you could hear the snores, he is literally asleep. Though he got knocked the fuck out, he is literally asleep. Oh, goodness. Well, at least it's time for us to start taking more fans from Club Jupiter because of what they did. Oh wait, we actually did took more fans from them. As a matter of fact, we had over 2,000 fans taken from them, which brings us to the 1,500 fan threshold for Club Jupiter. And because of the fact that we went and took 1,500 fans from Club Jupiter, now we're gonna have a little problem. And that problem is, well, Club Jupiter is gonna send more goons to make sure that the job is finished. So yeah, this is where you're gonna start battling once again. Only this time, you're going to be informed about the goons instead of the goons making an appearance while you're gone. So Saki will in fact inform you of this, or try to at least. So you have 3 goons, all of which are pretty much the same Yakuza that you pretty much see throughout the entirety of the game. And because they're a part of the Cabaret Club Czar, they do have like boss HP bars, but not like double HP bars like Club Jupiter's owner, which is Kizuka, later on. No, these guys, they do have a big HP bar at least for mooks that are pretty much sent our general direction. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna have to clean up Club Jupiter's lackeys. It doesn't matter what you hit them with. Oh, I still have the ball buster. I forgot about that. That shit is funny. Oh, the ball buster is hilarious. Like I said, it doesn't matter what you hit them with, so long as you assume dominance or beat them up. It matters not. They don't have guns or weapons this time around. However, they do have, I'd say they do have some martial arts skills. And, oh, I have firecrackers. Open wide. Oh! 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 That is painful. I'm sorry. There is no way anybody could actually come back from that. That is fucking painful. Your mouth is destroyed. I just shoved firecrackers down a dude's throat. Oh, that was fucking awesome, by the way. That is a move I actually unlocked once I got enough money to do so. And speaking of money, I'm going to have to get some more money in order to unlock more moves. Oh, I will. Promise you that. But first, boom! Ah, yes. Time to once again stomp the yard and finish this off. Come on. Get up, and you're done. You're done. I'm sorry. Ain't no way anybody's gonna survive firecrackers shoved down their throat. And I got a lot of money for that, too. So, yeah, there you go. 3 dead guys. And I had to use some very gratuitous violence for them. However, this means that you only got 1,500 more fans in order for to meet the threshold to at least start challenging Club Jupiter in rival battles. So in case anybody's wondering, yeah, we're practically not at the threshold of dealing with Club Jupiter just yet. But we're going to have to actually show off how to get to that threshold. Because all I did was buy all the territories. I didn't necessarily start going for Club Jupiter themselves. So with that said, at least you understand that it's going by real quickly because of the fact that I bought all the properties. And Saki is telling her backstory of how Kizuka used to be a good person until Tsukiyama, made him into one of the 5 stars, and now he's a bastard that's doing anything Tsukiyama wants. Well, we're just gonna be waiting for her because she doesn't have long to wait. All we need to do is just go into business. After all, if I'm not mistaken, we did have about 21 some odd fans before we started this. So, with that said, let's prepare ourselves for the next threshold. Now it's time for us to pursue 3,000 fans, but before we do, we gotta get that first, and I'm obviously gonna show you how to get that, because I'm using the Sexy and Somewhat Party Brigade. And you're gonna need to pretty much focus solely on Party and solely on Sexy. You could do this without Miss Isobe, even though she would pretty much curb stomp Club Jupiter into the ground if I had her. The problem is getting her. And that is the problem. That's why I haven't showed that off yet. Because I haven't got her. Whatever the case, you gotta make sure that you got a high Sexy, a high Beauty, and more importantly, a high Party. Sometimes they'll come out with skill. Sometimes they'll come out with talk. Sometimes they'll come out with love, as you see here. But mostly, you gotta have a sexy lady. Another thing that needs to be mentioned is the customers. I want to try to make a correction. The customers range from poor to mega rich. Poor meaning they're going to give only the bare minimum, and mega rich, you're looking at literally 5-10 million by the end of this session. The only reason why I put Yuki with that wealthy person is because nobody else will be able to make that wealthy guy happy except for platinums. God forbid we get mega rich. Well, platinums, or at least sales hostesses that actually are within the criteria. And the happier your customers are, the better it is for you. Yeah, it's going to be a slow start to make money, but here's another thing I got to mention. I'm at a rank B at this point. So, with that said, more wealthy customers will start appearing. By the time I get to Club Moon, I'll be a rank S, where Mega Rich is going to show up. So, you're going to pretty much try to make those wealthy customers spend lots of money. And God forbid if you happen to get fever time. Once you do, those wealthy customers are going to start spending like it's no tomorrow. Now, you want customers in either orange or purple. Orange to purple is your best bet. In the dark pink, that's even better. Because when they're in the dark pink, that means that they're extremely happy and they're going to fork over a lot of freaking cash. So, whenever you have wealthy customers, when you're not doing a battle, give them gifts. That way, it'll make them even more happier. And the more you pamper them, the longer they'll stay. Even more so, the more you get the cues right, the longer they'll stay, even if your girl just so happens to be a bronze. Yeah, I actually have a couple of bronzes in this. Yeah, there are some bronzes that are sexy and funny and also party goers. But mostly they prefer sexy women. Remember that. And look at the amount of money we are scraping up. There is still a wealthy person still spending money. Now, there may be a time that you're going to run into a person that you're going to have to put a waitress they don't like. That has happened to me before. But so long as they don't get angry and so long as they don't leave, well, they don't get too angry and leave. Like, for instance, if you want them to try to get happy, at least you, yeah, let's put a person there that'll make them happy. But as long as you're able to make sure that the wealthy doesn't get too mad and start throwing a temper tantrum, at least for the most part, you're going to go on ahead and whenever the waitress needs help, you just help them out. But if they have trouble, try to make it to where at least the waitress and the customer actually cools down. It's going to be RNG when that happens, because sometimes the customer may cool down, sometimes they won't. It all depends. And we've got another average person. So we basically got nothing but averages. So they're going to keep paying off money as much as they can. But the one thing that is important, as you're taking on sexy girls, no, taking on sexy craving customers in Club Jupiter, or taking on any walks of flavor in Club Mars, you want to try to make sure your girl's HP is high, because here's the thing, the next club over will demand it. And so far we are doing so well. We've already meet more than quota, and more along the lines, we need to just give a gift to this guy because he's really being an asshole. Yeah, this is the one time that they actually had a person that was angry with the salesperson, but at least I was able to cool him off. And the more you actually try to cool them off, and the more they be happy, sometimes they'll even give you fans even if it had a miserable time. So yeah, bear that in mind. You're going to have that problem later on, because sometimes you may have to mix up the situation just to use them to grind. At the end of the day, you're going to be walking away with a lot of money. And sometimes people want short sessions, sometimes they want longer sessions. Oh, another wealthy one. We'll just feed Yuki to him. Or was it I? Yeah, that was I. We're gonna feed I to him. So we only got 4 seconds left, and we're pretty much got this whole entire session down to a stand, and hopefully we'll get ourselves a lot of money from this. Only 19 million. Okay. Now then, we at least have people starting to level up. I wish I would have gotten more money with them so that they could. I'm just going to have to, if they're not too angry, we're going to have to switch them out and go back after Club Mars. So with that said, now it's time for I's training. Well, right after we get challenged for 3,000 fans. So, with Club Jupiter almost ours, which is going to happen in the next episode, we're getting challenged by Saki. in order for us to prepare ourselves for war. Because it's gonna be a goddamn war. Not really, it's gonna be a one-sided ass whooping in the next episode. But that's just me. Anyway, we're pretty much in good standing right now, making good time. Yeah, it took about maybe 5 parts to clear out 2 clubs, but at the exact same time, it's gonna probably take less than that to take out the remainder of them. Actually, no, they may take about maybe, it will take about maybe 5 more parts to take out the remaining clubs, so this will basically be a 10-parter. So that's how, if I could do things the way I'm doing, it'll be a lot easier on my part. Anyway, speaking of salespeople, or hostesses, we're gonna have to train Ai. And in case you're wondering about Ai's outfit, I modified it to make it sexy. By the way, pause for all the responses that I make, because I made sure to target certain responses that will give you the best and proper gauge for your date with her, well, for her section. Basically, you got 2 sessions first with Ai. Things mixed up a little bit because Yuki had about 3 or 4 sessions and then 2 dates. No, 3 sessions and then 2 dates and then 2 more sessions. Not with Ai. Ai has 2 sessions, then a date, and then 1 more session. Actually, no, 2 more sessions, then another date, then the final date. Well, with that said, this is the end result of Ai's first date. Yeah, it's disco dancing. But I managed to 3-star it, so all you gotta do is do better than Ai, and you're pretty much good to go. Just like with Yuki, you gotta be better than Yuki in disco dancing. I'm pretty sure I think there's 1 more that does disco dancing as well, and that would be, if I'm not mistaken, Saki is the other one that does disco dancing, because I think the last 2 do karaoke. However, at least for the time being, Yuki, or should I say Ai, is actually up in level. In the next episode, oh wait, no, actually no, we got 1 more set of responses to deal with. So, the next response, you just go ahead and pause for all these responses. I know it's going really fast, but again, this one actually has some that does more than others. And that's basically the gist of Yuki's training in a nutshell. I mean, sorry, why'd I say Yuki? Well, anyway, we're gonna finish up Ai's training in the next episode, and then we're gonna take Club Jupiter. This is RVMan985. I'll see you all next time on Yakuza 0.